Newsletters are your way to go. I explain why, how, and what to do in this episode of TQA Weekly. Welcome to TQA Weekly, and for those who don't know me yet, my name is Steve Smith, aka Z-Axis, and yes, you may call me that. And just bear with me, yes, I have a cold, okay? I'm not going to infect you, at least not through the screen. Today, I'll be talking about newsletters. Various steps you need to go through, I'll read you out some titles you shouldn't use, and I'll suggest a service you can actually use, and then get all to my end of show stuff as usual. So let's start off with the most important, most redundant words I've ever said in my show. What is the most important part of a newsletter in order to get, people to subscribe to your newsletter? I'll give you 2 seconds to guess what I'm going to say, and most of you will know that it is content. And yes, I'm redundant, but it is absolutely true. Not just any content. Better than good. Better than great, absolutely important, necessary, valuable content. This means you can't just put up your blog in your email. You need to, get this, put information people want. You've got a business, you need to tell them about the latest sales and member discounts. You make games, tell them about future betas and future versions, even development of new games. Got a podcast? Access to all the links for the shows, the sources, all the stuff that they would want to go and see on the go. They need to have it on demand. All of the most important content of your website and of your business all in one place. Now, why wouldn't you use an RSS feed? Not everybody understands how this works. Email, that's easy. So, the first thing you absolutely need is content. Creating the newsletter can be slightly difficult, especially if you're intent on making an HTML version. Why? Because it needs to degrade cleanly into a text format inside certain other email clients. It needs to be accessible to everybody. You basically need to make it in a way that will allow people who just don't see the HTML version to see the text. Now, most people already know if they can see the HTML version or the text, so you need to give them a choice between HTML and text. I absolutely implore you to do this. Give them a choice. You'll be surprised just how much more people will join if you give them a choice. Just like another important thing, making it easier to subscribe to your newsletter is more likely to get people to join your newsletter than putting it on a single page buried underneath 4 sets of links. If you want an example of what I'm talking about, TQAweekly.com, on the left, very easy to find. That's where you can subscribe to our newsletter. Why have I put it there? Makes it easier to find. No digging around, it is always there. Doesn't matter where you go. It's even on the 404 error page. It is always there. You need to do the same thing with your business. Now, inside all of this is hard work, but sending it out is going to be even harder. If you're trying to send the email from your computer, your ISP may flag you as a spammer, which does come with a lot of, penalties and fines and whatever. So you need to get people to be able to subscribe, unsubscribe, which requires you putting address information inside your actual newsletter. You need to put your address. You need to explain where they registered for the newsletter. You even need to make it easy for them to unsubscribe. Now, with all this hard work, I do have a solution for you. MailChimp.com. The same service I use to send out my weekly versions of This Week in TQA Weekly. Now, they allow you to make an HTML version, a text version, generate the script you need to make the subscribe and unsubscribe. They allow people to figure out where they subscribed and put your address information, verify your email, and even allow for them to require verification of the email, allowing you to stay away from being called a spammer, allowing people to feel safer, and it's a lot easier to deal with. Basically because everybody knows where all the information is. There is absolutely nothing to download, nothing to buy. Mailchimp.com is actually free and they will deal with all the work. Actually, I am so convinced that they are actually easy to use. I won't have to explain how to just register and you'll figure it all out. Now, besides having this, all the content and the service and even the placement for where you should allow people to subscribe, there are just a few things I need to get across to you before I explain what next week I'll be talking about. When making the subject line to stay out of the junk mail folder, please stay away from titles that sound like new customers only, new domain extensions, no investment, direct marketing, easy terms, eliminate bad credit, financial freedom, find out everything, free cell phone, free grant money, one-time mailing, 100% free, offers extra cash, no strings attached, no questions asked. I wouldn't click those. I wouldn't read those. Do not write those as subject lines inside. If you want an even easier point, don't write the word free in an email message to people as the subject line. If it sounds like an advertisement, it will be junked. So, how do we stay out of the spam folder? Avoid words like free or no cost down, and don't make it sound like an advertisement. Make titles very simple, like your name from said company. You work for Bell? John Smith from Bell. Wow. I write this week in TQA Weekly because it's TQA Weekly sending you the message of things that happened this week. So that is how to deal with the subject line. Next week, I'll be talking about how to recover your documents in Windows, often because it crashed or you got infected, using Ubuntu. And yes, I will do a demo this week. Next week, actually, sorry. Now, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or stories, want to subscribe to our newsletter, view the show notes, subscribe to the show itself, which you can do too, or get your own personalized gear and apparel, you need only go to one place, TQAweekly.com. Have a great day, stay safe and online, and if it's cold outside, wear a scarf. Don't do like me. Have a nice day.